All right, are we on? Uncle Henry here.
Through the years, I've always had the ability to put people to sleep when they listen.
Uncle Henry Internet Show, thank you for looking in tonight.
I think I was born unusually and uncomfortably personal. We're sending nasty jokes to each other over.
My mother's not a beast, damn you!
We worship the youth of our country. What about the elderly?
All right, look, calm down, because this is Facebook. This is different from real TV. Hang up on this guy, you sick freak! Turn the volume down on this. I'm not ready for that kind of garbage. The graphics working. Would you stop it? You scumbag freak! Dadgummit, I wish I could just... Stop, please, stop, please, stop. Please stop. Cut it out. Welcome. After last week's show, I feel like we owe you something. But don't ask for a refund. Don't ask for a refund. Welcome to the Uncle Henry Internet Show. Tonight's show guaranteed to be much better than last week's show. No offense to Leanna, who kind of ruined the program. Tonight, our special guest on the 25th show. Now, I'll get to this in a moment. Our special guest, Amanda Booz. Yes. A real television personality has decided to grace us with her presence. Amanda Booz of NBC 15, and also Molly Thomas, our musical guest. Molly Thomas, award-winning, the musical guest presented by Callahan's. Thank you so much, Callahan's. Now, 25th show. Last week we celebrated our 25th show. And it was just wonderful to reach that milestone. And then we realized a couple of days later that Johnny Gwynn miscounted. He miscounted. So we didn't have the basic, and I know this has something to do, I'm sure, with state of Alabama public education or something like that. But we've recounted, and tonight really is the 25th show. So we are celebrating our 25th show. Now, as part of this, also, we have the Lagniappe Mystery Box. All right, so the Lagniappe Mystery Box is some weird side deal that Johnny Gwynn has with Lagniappe. I don't understand what we're doing with this, what's going on, but we're going to have people guessing what's in the Lagniappe Mystery Box. Our guests will be asked, maybe people in the audience, maybe you at home commenting on Facebook can guess what is in the Lagniappe Mystery Box. Support Lagniappe, LagniappeMobile.com. Eventually, maybe I can read Lagniappe and find out what the Lagniappe Mystery Box is about. Now, before we bring on Amanda Booz and have a probing interview about her life, her times, her aspirations, all of the things that she can share with us, we want to first thank the support team, people that actually donate money. Despite the performance of this show, people still donate money. Thank you for donating. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the people that have become associate executive producers with their donations. This includes Matt Waltman, Ashley Dennis, Shannon Brown, Wendy Jen, Dan Thompson, Mophobius, Roger Wager, Shelby Mitchell, Phil DeBalzac, Ron Reams, Rick Henry, Seymour Bud Ox. And when they have a fake name, it's somebody that's too embarrassed to admit they support the show. It's true. Associate executive producers, Prince Albert Inacan.
Can I say something?
Yes, Johnny Gwynn.
This Prince, by the way, he really liked the mystery box and he donated money.
So the mystery box. All right,
I won't say it was Saudi Arabia royalty money, but it was okay.
All right, look, we don't mind foreign investment in the program. Peanut Simmons, Percy Master P. Manders, Jay Akins, Matt Big Head Green, Beth Holbert, thank you for your donations. Executive producers, people that have given a lot of money, they include Rob Holbert, notice the second-rate Ben Affleck, Louise John Lartigue Jr., LD the Mad Trucker, Bridget Jerkins, the cut queen of Royal Street Barbers. Thank you, Bridget. Doug Faust. Thank you, Doug. Henry, I don't know how to say your name, Henry. That'll cost more money for me to learn that. Leah Brown, thank you. Dorothy Clayton. Cheryl Gwynn. Bama Big Man, Mrs. Bama Big Man. Kathy Boyette. Wendy Lynn Norris. G.I. Jane. Jeffrey Wimmer. Aunt Karen Simmons. Thank you for your donations. None of us are gaining any wealth by this. The money goes back into new equipment. For example, last week, the audio problems we had, we now have 4 audio monitors. We're reinvesting in this program. So thank you. You can donate on PayPal. Look for Deep Fried Live. On PayPal, look for Deep Fried Live on Venmo.com. Your donations make us, they ensure that we do a show. If the donations dry up, we ain't coming down here and doing this no more. Now, we're going to be bringing on Amanda Booz and learn about professional television in a moment. But I want to talk about a moment this week, Wednesday, where I felt so good. I was on Facebook, and I wasn't feeling good because I was looking at pictures of other people's meals or other stupid things that people on Facebook put on there. I felt good on Facebook because they had this new Facebook interface. Have any of you noticed that they keep wanting you to use? Have you noticed this? Somebody check Bama Big Man's pulse. Wednesday, I'm on there and I'm feeling uncomfortable with the new strange interface of Facebook, but up in the left-hand corner it said, would you like to switch back to Classic? And I went, oh yes, please let me switch back to Classic. So I switched back to Classic Facebook and went back to the comfort of what I already knew. And it felt so good to go back to regular Facebook instead of the bizarre, new, unfamiliar Facebook. And it made me think of, there's so many things in our world today that I wish I could switch back to the classic version of these things. And so I put together a list of things I wish I could switch back to the classic version. Like, for example, the classic version of Kids, where they were seen and not heard. And the classic Discipline for Kids, which involved no negotiations and more fear. Now, I don't think we should terrorize our kids, but I grew up as a responsible person and I was scared to death of my dad. In fact, in the pre-seatbelt era, I remember getting on as far away in the back seat as possible from the father. Classic women's fashion. Less cleavage, no exposed belly button area. Hey, we were better off. The mystery enhanced it all. The mystery did enhance. Classic phones, getting rid of those cords, getting rid of screens on phones. Classic social media, that would have been radio talk shows and the press register sound off column. Classic cars. If all cars were standard transmission, nobody would text and drive. Classic weather, which means just H's and L's on the screen with less than 26 named storms in a year. Classic journalism, when the reporters pretended to be fair. I don't care if you really aren't fair, just don't let me know. Pretend, just pretend. Classic flavors, no pumpkin spice, unless prescribed by a medical professional. Classic Corona, beer, not a virus. Classic music, lyrics must use good grammar and be understandable. Classic food, where a can, you could eat out of a can, and it was acceptable. And no plants pretending to be me. Classic masks, only used by non-medical people when they're robbing banks or at Mardi Gras. Classic breakfast, eggs, bacon, pancakes, cornflakes, grits, all of that stuff. No weird omelets or yogurts or protein doohickeys. Classic Mobile, Alabama politics, where you would serve the public and then you would serve your time in jail. Whatever happened to politicians going to jail? It was reassuring. Classic aging. No men dyeing their hair and no moisturizing, please. Classic hair. Go to a barber, like Royal Street Barbers, to get a real haircut and shave. And classic TV. Let's go back to 3 to 5 channels, no cussing, no nudity, no problem. What are you booing? Clothing.
Full frontal is awesome.
Don't tell me you're not grateful that I'm clothed. You should applaud my pants. All right, speaking of classic television, television that's good, that you would enjoy watching, we've got a guest that does a wonderful job every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Gulf Coast Today on NBC 15. Please welcome to the Uncle Henry Internet Show, Amanda Booz. Thank you, Amanda.
Uncle Henry. Thank you. You've been on my show, so I'm happy to be here on yours. It's been a pleasure. Shout out to all the studio audience here. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Amanda Booz. Now, you're already wondering. You're seeing Amanda Booz, and you're wondering, what is this person doing in Mobile? No offense to Mobile's other television personalities, but come on. You seem like somebody that would be in a much larger place.
Why does it seem so?
What do you mean, what does it seem so? You're already you're sitting professionally. You're professionally styled and dressed. You just have the professionalism.
Thank you. You know, I have to say, I washed my hair before I came here. My hair was dirty all week on the show, by the way, y'all. I specifically washed my hair just to come on your show.
Wow.
So
How about that?
I did. I just came from the salon.
Dirty hair for broadcast, but for Facebook and Twitch, her hair. Amanda Booz, we have a lot to talk about with Amanda Booz. Now, we're showing pictures of you on the set of Gulf Coast Today. That's on after the noon news on NBC 15.
Yes.
For people that have not watched it, how would you describe Gulf Coast Today?
So Gulf Coast Today is a show where we talk about, of course, just pop culture, entertainment. We talk about a lot of local events and a lot of local news that's happening here locally in Mobile. We highlight a lot of musicians. I know you have Molly on your show today. She's been on Gulf Coast Today.
Oh, she has?
She has been on Gulf Coast Today.
Molly Thomas, yes.
So honestly, it's just literally a lifestyle, fun show. Kyle, myself, Kelly, we all just talk about a lot of fun things. We have giveaways on the show. We go to a lot of different events and, you know, just cover everything happening here along the Gulf Coast. So.
Now, Gulf Coast Today, as you've said, I've been on it a few times back before the virus. What has it been like doing the show with the pandemic?
So at first we had to, of course, socially distance. As you see right here, this yellow couch, no longer on the set. So everybody that's on the show, we have to, of course, sit 6 feet apart. So we're using our blue chairs now to make sure that we're safe. We're wearing our mask and doing everything, of course, to make sure our equipment is safe. But, you know, we're still having fun. We're still having a good time on the show and enjoying ourselves and giving everybody a good show every afternoon around 12:30. But I'm tired of COVID. Can I be honest? I'm over it. I'm over it.
Yes.
I'm over it. I don't want to sit back on the yellow couch.
Now,
you guys really pulled up a lot of pictures.
We're going to get to your we're going to get to your education, but so how did you pick TV as something you wanted to do?
So growing up, I was the only child in my house. So a little background: I'm not the only child. I'm my mom's only child. So my dad is Caribbean. I don't know if you guys know about Caribbean men, but they tend to have a lot of kids, right? But in my house, I was the only child, but I'm one of 4, and I literally had no one to talk to. So I would literally line up all my little dolls, host my little show with a highlighter or whatever I could find in my hand, mimicking people that I would see, like Oprah Winfrey. I watched Ricky Lake growing up, and just like Maury Povich, all these different talk shows. And I just really loved what they did and how people just loved to watch and tune in every day. So I was like, I'm gonna do my own show in my own house. And my mom jokes about it all the time. When people came over, I always wanted to host them. So it's just something kind of like I was born for, I guess I could say.
Okay, well,
say
now
that.
you're growing up and you're watching Maury Povich.
I mean,
how are you not messed up?
Okay,
'Cause people are messed up on that show.
A little background. So my uncle is a famous psychologist. His name is Dr. Jeffrey Gardere, and he was always on the show. He written a book with Montel Jordan. So he's also one of my aspirations, and we would always watch him. So that's the only reason why I was really watching Maury, is because he would be on. So if you guys have heard of Dr. Jeffrey Gardere, that's my uncle. So
Johnny Gwynn,
Did your famous uncle ever diagnose you for having all your dolls out and doing your show?
no, he
Did
never.
your shows ever have a paternity
Paternity show? No. My show was more like the Oprah Winfrey side.
wow.
Club, things like that.
Yes.
All right, do you, so having it's a psychologist uncle?
Yes.
Have you, can you analyze people yourself? Have you learned enough?
I'm good at reading people a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. I think I'm pretty good.
What's wrong with all of us?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong with anybody, right? Everyone in here is super cool. I must say that. Everyone is in here. It's good energy in here right now.
All right, we're already learning. We've just, think about it, we've learned that Caribbean men are very fertile. This is
Didn't hear it from me.
Well, last week's show, no offense to Leanna, but come on, Leanna. You brought nothing compared to this. This is good. Right, so you grew up watching your relatives on Maury Povich, and you hosted doll shows and things like that. Where did you grow up? Where were you?
So I grew up, I was born in Miami, Florida. I lived there for about 5 years, and then my parents relocated to Miramar, so it's Broward County. So I lived in Miramar my whole life. I went to school at UCF in Central Florida. So that's pretty much.
That is a lot of people love that part of the country.
Miami?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a fun place to be.
Now, when you were after the Miami Vice era, but did you have any Miami Vice situations?
Oh, plenty. My mom might be watching, but she knows this because we've talked about it already. Growing up in Miami was definitely a different atmosphere. I would say, if I'm being 100% honest, at 16, I already went to the clubs at that age. Growing up in Miami. Yes, it's fun.
But when you look like that, you can get in places.
All right, now Johnny Gwynn, it's 2020.
Thank you.
It's 2020. We're not supposed to notice or comment on the physical appearance of women.
I'm not as old as you.
That doesn't matter. Well, you should be woker, man. Come on.
Okay.
Commenting on a woman's appearance is out of line in modern times.
I will work on that.
Wait, Uncle Henry, have you been to Miami?
Yes, I have.
What was your experience like there?
My experience, I went in the early 90s. I think it's physically beautiful. Love, especially Miami Beach.
South Beach, you've been to South Beach?
All of this stuff is beautiful to look at. I went into a mall, an outdoor mall.
Sawgrass Mills.
Miami Beach, and it was about 8:30 p.m., and the people there laughed. They greeted me and laughed, and they said, "You're the first American to be here all day."
That sounds about right.
So my experiences, and I went back there, the last time I went there was about 8 years ago, and I had trouble in Miami because I'm not bilingual.
I still have that problem, honestly. I'm learning from one of my best friends. She's Dominican, and honestly, she's helping me out with my Spanish. I took 5 years of Spanish in high school, and I can't even put a full sentence together.
Okay, all right. Well, look, we have UCF. Now, you picked UCF because?
So my best friend went to UCF, and my parents didn't really want me to go too far from home, and they felt comfortable me being there close to my friends. So I was like, it was a perfect distance for them to not, of course, roll up on me at college. Because, in college, you're having fun. You're having a good time. don't want your parents coming all the time. You want to, if everybody's at college, you know what I mean about that. So I wanted to be a little bit close, but not too close. And UCF was a great school. It's one of the largest schools in the nation, and it's phenomenal. They have a Chick-fil-A on campus, so I was like, I'm sold.
Now,
Had to
UCF that's Orlando?
go. Orlando, Central Florida.
All right, so is it all just playing around? Just people, I mean, just going into these parks. I mean, you've got all these Disney things and Universal Studios. I mean,
I did experience the parks. They had like a UCF night where you can literally go into the park and you didn't have to pay. So it's fun. It's fun. I love Central Florida. I have so many friends that still live there, and I visit whenever I can.
all right, so Central Florida and Mobile, how would you compare them? The weather's not that different. It's only
weather's not
only a
different.
few degrees warmer.
Better beaches here than Central Florida because Daytona is the closest beach in Florida near UCF, and I'll be honest, I don't like Daytona Beach too much. So I'd say better beaches here in the Gulf Coast. What else would I say is similar? They have outlets. There's outlets here to shop. Shopping is good here as well as there.
Did you ever go watch rockets take off?
You know, I never went to the Kennedy Space Center.
Okay.
I never did, because that was in Titusville. It was like a little more closer to south or north of where I was. So.
Are you now? I was born and raised here in South Alabama, so please, anyone that might be watching, don't be offended by this question. But isn't Mobile boring to you?
I wouldn't say it's boring, because here's my thing. So I know a lot of people probably don't know my background, but I'm from, of course, South Florida. Lived in New York for about 5 years. I know we didn't really talk about that yet.
Then isn't Mobile super boring?
No, honestly, I wanted to be closer to home, and I needed to chill for a little bit. I needed to just relax and go somewhere where the weather wasn't super cold, because in New York, it's freezing.
So you came
freezing.
here because you were in the mood to do nothing.
I would not say that. I love being here because I'm super close to my family, and I love the weather here, and I just wanted to, be back in the South. I'm not new to being in the South, by the way. I used to live in Georgia for a little bit. A lot of people don't know that.
Okay.
So I lived in Augusta, Georgia for a couple of years. So I'm not new to being in the South. I know people don't consider Miami the South, but I've been in the South before.
Florida's not really the same.
I consider that part of Florida is East Coast. That's East Coast to me. But people don't realize that the panhandle of Florida and some of Central Florida is as redneck or more redneck than Wilmer, Alabama. I mean, it is. Hey, that's what. Now, why would be anybody offended by that? I'm just saying, you go off the main roads in Orlando, Florida. There's people that have tires buried at the end of their driveway. Well, now, what's funny about that? I agree that's more, you come from more of an East Coast sensibility.
Okay. Right.
All right, now, UCF, what did you major in and all that stuff?
So I majored in communications with a radio, television background and mass media studies when I was in Central Florida. By the way, this picture right here, I was actually awarded the 30 Under 30 award. So this was a very special moment. So thank you for picking this picture. This is a special moment. So I'm with Nitro, who is our mascot. Super cool. That's actually my mom back there.
Oh, nice.
Mom made it.
Mom made it, yeah. So that was a real huge moment for me because I'm the first person in my family to go to college. So this was just that was just a major, major, major moment. So. Yeah.
All right. Now, I have a relative that went to college for a semester.
That counts. That counts.
And anytime I have a question about something, they'll say, go ask her. She went to college.
That counts.
Now,
you guys really pulled all the pictures.
this is a photograph of you with wine.
Yes, you had me at Merlot.
Now, is this a professional model photo?
So I'm also a content creator. So yes, I am a TV host, but I also create content, and that was basically some content I created back home. I love drinking wine. I'm in my shorts because, of course, it's Miami. It's hot.
All right, now this next photograph, again, this looks like a professional model photo.
Yes, sir.
I like to model sometimes, Uncle Henry. I do.
Okay, well,
I hear the whistling in the back.
well, and again,
She's good at it.
all right, now Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
I don't know, maybe a T-shirt would have been appropriate here. Just saying.
I'm still young, Uncle Henry.
Exactly.
Well,
Listen, I think fashion is whatever you feel. It's however you feel. I think whatever you want to wear. I literally thought about this because I wore this top. Well, we've been wearing pink on the show, Kyle and I, just in support of breast cancer awareness. But I feel like there's no rules to fashion. There's no rules to colors. Who says you can't wear white after Labor Day?
Yeah, if look.
What are your rules? What are your rules?
Cover up the nasty parts. You cover up the parts. You know, and I know I'm not supposed to acknowledge the beauty here, but this is like a beacon to the fertile Caribbeans.
Oh my goodness.
It is.
Dad, I'm sorry.
Now this is you with a popsicle.
It was 4th of July, so I had a 4th of July firecracker popsicle.
Okay.
In Miami, right there.
And this is you.
You guys really pulled up all the pictures.
This is you looking serious. This is you pondering.
That's my model pose. So that's the smize. Let me see you smize really quick, Uncle.
I don't know what that means.
So you smile with your eyes. In the camera.
That's a frown. I don't know what that is.
So wait. So I'll give you guys a little tip. So I know we're gonna talk about red carpets. One of my favorite red carpet interviews, I interviewed Tyra Banks. Everybody know who Tyra Banks is?
Yes.
Okay, so Tyra Banks is the queen of smizing. So when I asked her, I said, teach me how to smize. She said, think about your favorite food item. I know you love bacon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So think of bacon on that screen. How would you look at it?
That looks like a serial killer.
That bacon would be scared.
Yes.
Now we've learned smize. We didn't know that before. People in Mobile don't like to mix our words together. But smize, we know that, and we know about the Caribbeans. We're learning. Now, Johnny Gwynn picked this specifically because of the different climates.
That's why.
Miami, New Jersey.
There we go.
New Jersey?
Yes. So I lived in New Jersey but worked in New York. And this was actually right behind my apartment. This was just completely white of snow.
Now, we don't hear a lot positive about New Jersey. Can you talk positive about New Jersey?
I love New Jersey. The part of New Jersey that I lived was literally the next exit away from the Jet Stadium. From the Giants Stadium. So I lived in Secaucus. The Meadowlands Parkway. So I was really super close to New York. I wasn't really like
Secaucus. Mm-hmm. I spent the worst night of my life in Secaucus.
Really?
Yeah. We locked the door, and there was, never mind, I'm done.
Uh-oh.
Wow, Johnny Gwynn almost made a personal revelation about the worst night of his life.
It was awful. We had to barricade the door in the motor lodge we were in.
Oh.
All right, now don't reveal. This is something that maybe in the future we can get more people to watch if we're gonna announce what happened in the hotel in New Jersey. So
I want to hear more about that story.
Well, in a future show, if we get enough donations.
Please donate, everybody. Support Uncle Henry and his internet show, please.
All right, now we're going to be taking live phone calls for Amanda Booz. So get the phone lines. We're not ready there yet, but we're letting you know the number. You have so many things to ask about. We haven't even talked about her time in New York, really, aside from the New Jersey angle. So get those phone calls ready. Also, you mentioned that you did red carpet with Tyra Banks. Mm-hmm. Now tell us what you spent 5 years in New York, New Jersey, working where?
So I worked for BET, and as you can see, this is actually the show. So this is Safari Samuels. He dated Nicki Minaj. That was Nicki Minaj's ex, and we hosted a show together. So I just had a really good time working for them, and it was just really, really fun working for an entertainment company, and it was a lot of fun living in New York and working for them.
Working for BET.
This was the red carpet show.
Now, we already heard that you interviewed. Stop talking about the way she looks.
Look at the dress.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Shout out to Monica Cargile. She actually styled me for this carpet.
Look at those abs. I said, look at the dress.
Let's get back to this interview about the red carpet. So Tyra Banks taught you about smizing. And who else have you interviewed on the red carpet? We found, now this is you at another red carpet?
Yes, so I was doing this Netflix the Netflix premiere for Roxanne. This was a really, really fun event. But I've interviewed people from Shaka Khan.
We have you there with Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson. Yes.
The daughter of one of the Hudson brothers.
This was for Marshall. When the Marshall movie came out, they were doing a whole red carpet coverage with this that was a super fun event as well. And I've interviewed people from her to Tyler Perry, Shaka Khan, Cardi B, Mariah Carey, the list just goes on. It's just been really, really fun.
Now, do you get, when you're doing this, you don't look nervous. Are you nervous at all about interviewing these people on the red carpet?
I'd have to say it depends on who it is. You know what I mean? I feel like I haven't interviewed Oprah yet, but I imagine if I interviewed Oprah, my heart would probably be pumping out of my chest because she's just someone I look up to. But then at the same time, these people are just like us. They do the same things we do. They just may have a little bit more money. So I just think of it as, hey, someone else that's watching this interview may want to know more about their story. So I just try to just have that maintain my cool a little bit.
Now, do these people want to be interviewed?
Well, the ones that walk the carpet, yes.
Okay, so
yes.
you don't get into the situations where they don't really want to talk.
The only time that you would get a celebrity that may not want to talk is on time, like if they're pressed for time.
Okay.
So they have their PR representative that helps them walk the carpet. They go to each, news outlet. Let me tell you, it's bananas on the carpet. It's just a lot of, your adrenaline is pumping up because you have to get as many interviews as you can in a short period of time. But the only time someone will probably decline is if they maybe have an issue with the outlet that they're interviewing from previous interviews, or if they can't interview at that moment.
Do you, is there ever a struggle to figure out what to ask these people?
I wouldn't say there's a struggle. I try to find just something that someone else hasn't asked. Because I'm like, if there's those questions that people like to ask all the time, like, what are you wearing? I try not to ask those types of questions.
So what kind of questions would be good to ask?
It depends on who you're interviewing.
What'd you ask her?
What did I ask? I think I may have asked her what it was like working with, rest in peace, the late Chadwick Boseman, because he was on that movie.
Okay.
So I believe I asked her that question because that was an incredible film that they had together. So that I asked those types of questions, like what is it like working with somebody else? Or depending on who I'm interviewing, I do my research for that person and I ask those questions. And I ask the fun questions too.
All right, this just seems, it doesn't sound, to me it would be intimidating to be on the red carpet.
Why do you think so?
Well, I guess the last time I watched the red carpet interviews were Joan Rivers. Do you remember that?
She was great, come on.
Well, no, I don't know that people wanted to talk to her because she was, she was known for being insulting.
Might rib you a little bit.
So I don't have a good sense of the whole red carpet thing, but it was fun being on the red carpet.
Yeah. And I think Joan Rivers was fun. I loved her show.
Now, oh, by the way.
Ooh, the mystery box.
The Lagniappe mystery box.
So have I been given any clues as to what's in this box?
There are no clues, but we do want to, at this point in the interview, ask you, will you guess? Can you give us a guess of what's in the mystery box?
Hold on.
Currently.
Hold on, I have to do the thing.
What
okay.
thing?
Okay.
This is my thing because I'm working on the telepathy thing, ESP.
That's not a real thing.
I put it in there. No one knows.
There's no such thing as ESP.
Telepathy. Okay, we're here, Johnny. We're here. We're here.
Okay, here we go. So
Okay.
I am putting a mental picture of what's in the Lagniappe mystery box. And then when I count on 3, you give your prediction. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna say something pertaining to warm weather because we've been talking about South Florida a little bit. No.
Okay, you need to be more specific than that.
Okay, but it's one object.
It is seasonal. I'll give you that. It is seasonal.
Okay.
That's some great telepathy.
Okay.
That is
let
great
me see.
ESP. We're going to do an experiment.
Okay.
We're going to do an experiment where I'm giving hints and talking. I'm going to give hints, and it's an experiment.
Ready, Dan? 3, 2.
Sunglasses, maybe?
Sunglasses. Write it down.
Sunglasses? I don't know. I'm trying to think, what would I need in a warmer
All right, by the way, and for the home viewer or the bar viewer,
wherever you are.
I don't know what's in the mystery box either, and I don't want to know. But we're going to find out
You're
later.
going to find out.
Yes, we will. So now, how did you end up in Mobile, Alabama after New York?
I applied for the job.
But again, no offense to this town, but you just, with experience in New York at BET, talking to Kate Hudson about the Hudson Brothers, you'd figure that you would be in a Denver or a Minneapolis or not a Montgomery, an Atlanta, a Cincinnati, another larger market.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I experienced a bigger market living in New York from South Florida. So I did want to come down to, of course, a smaller market and see what the life was like here. And like I said, New York was very fast paced, and a lot of times it was a lot of fun, but it was very stressful too. So I wanted like a little change of scenery. I wanted to be closer to home, and then it was an opportunity for me to host my very own show. So working at BET, I worked in production management, and I was also a TV host as well, worked red carpets, but this is like my own daytime talk show every day of the week, super fun. I truly enjoy doing this every single day of the week, so that's why I wanted to move here.
So
shout out to everyone that tunes in the Gulf Coast today, everyone that's here from the Gulf Coast. Really appreciate everyone supporting what we do, and shout out to Liz. I have to give a shout out to our show producer, Liz, who works extremely hard to help put the show together.
Now, when you were hired, Liz did not want me on the show with you.
That is not true.
That's true.
No.
It is true.
That is not true.
It is true. Now, I'm just saying, Liz. But Amanda, how long have you been doing Gulf Coast Today?
It's been about a year and a half.
So are you at a point where when you are out and about, people recognize you?
Yes, at times where I'm like, oh, I have on my hoodie because I'm in the grocery store, no makeup on. And they're like, hey, you're the girl from Gulf Coast Today. I'm like, yeah. So at that point, I was like, okay, I got to look a little bit decent when I go out to grocery shop a little bit more. But yes, I have been recognized a few times.
Now, Jaysha Patel was here not too long ago.
Love Jaysha. She's so sweet.
And Jaysha Patel says that she's been mentored by Darwin Singleton, that Darwin mentors her. Do you get any mentoring at NBC 15, or because you're from New York, or you're mentoring others? How does that work?
I think I get mentored by everyone at the station. I feel like I learn so much by everyone that works in the different departments.
Well, not Kyle Hansen, though.
Shout out to Kyle. That's my guy. Shout out to Kyle Hansen. I heard Kyle came on here and he played his guitar for you. He hasn't even done that for us on the show yet. But it's all right, Kyle. We have Molly today. It's a girls' night. It's ladies' night today.
Why hasn't Kyle played guitar on Gulf Coast Today?
Well, did he play his electric guitar?
No, he
plays the electric guitar. So I'm wondering if that's the reason why, because it's a whole setup with that.
Okay, all right.
But we gotta get him to play. I think that we gotta let that be something that happens on the show for sure.
Can I say something? Kyle Hansen did one thing you never do. He stared into the eyes of Uncle Henry while playing music, and it upset him greatly.
Well, it
upset him greatly.
That's okay.
Well, you would understand. I'm sure any person.
He was singing to you.
He was singing. I think it was kind of a love song.
It was a Fleetwood Mac song.
And when a young male is staring into my eyes singing some kind of a love song, I come from a generation where that will freak you out. That's all. I just prefer not to be.
I know Kyle meant well, though.
And later I'm going to ask Molly Thomas to not look directly at me when she's performing, because the intimacy, it's too intimate for me. Now, Molly, by the way, reminder, Molly Thomas.
Yes, shout out to Molly.
Coming up, after we do a round of phone calls, Molly Thomas will be on the program presented by Callahan's. Also, real quick, before we go to the phones, we want to mention that there's going to be a live music event tomorrow on YouTube, on the Deep Fried Studios YouTube channel. And Facebook. And on Facebook, on Deep Fried Studio Facebook page, a live event, a live tribe performing an album. They're going to perform this album live from Mobile. Johnny Gwynn, on the microphone, can you explain briefly the musical performance?
So, 10 years ago, this band called White Tribe, which our much beloved call screener Joe Shanabrook formed, by the way, made a groundbreaking record called On the Fringe with a band called White Tribe. So he has put together some founding members, and he's brought in some rock stars from Atlanta, Georgia. Mark Smith is in the house tonight. And they are going to perform On the Fringe, front to back, the whole set list, the whole record tomorrow
Nice.
on YouTube and Facebook. So Mobile and original music tomorrow, Saturday, October 24th, 3 through 5 p.m. And plus, it will be on the internet forever.
Nice.
Very good. So if you want to watch football instead and then watch this later
Yes.
after you're inebriated or whatever, you can. But this is look for it. The best experience will be on the Deep Fried Studios YouTube channel. YouTube, a little bit better video quality and sound quality.
Correct.
So go there and find it. Deep Fried Live. Now, we're ready to take some phone calls.
Let's do it.
For Amanda Booz. Phone calls for Amanda Booz and myself. If we get any, we may talk more about smizing. Phone calls brought to you by Container Yard. That's where we are. Downtown office space and co-working starting at $3.99 a day, where creativity and commerce meets. ContainerYardWorks.com. Amanda, you took a tour of the container. You saw some. What do you think about this space?
I think it's really cool. I love the artwork. That was like one thing that stood out to me. Love art. So it's really nice in here. If you're looking for a co-working space, it's your spot.
Yeah.
Very nice. So the phone lines are open if you have any question about New Jersey, New York, Miami, UCF, creating content and posing with cleavage.
Posing with cleavage.
Whatever you want to call in about, give us a call here. Do we have any calls lined up? Let's go to the phones. Hello,
do it.
caller.
Good evening there, Miss Amanda. You're a very attractive young lady, and you said you had an interest in modeling. I'm just wondering, have you ever posed for Penthouse or one
Hey,
of them kind of
hey,
magazines?
hey, hang up on that guy. Hang up on that guy.
Wait, I guess it's bad to even ask what Pet Pals is. It's not something I know about. What did he
It
say?
it was
I
this.
don't want it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It was a disgusting pervert.
The answer is no, because I didn't even know what it was, and I would never do that.
Let's not, hey, this is an influential guest. She is one of these gateway guests that if she has a good time, then we can get other good guests. And if she has a good time, then we're back with Leanna. So please, no pervert calls.
Be nice.
Yes, be nice. No pervert calls, please. The one good thing about society these days is if you're found out to be a pervert, we're ready to cast you out.
No pounce. No pounce.
It's true.
All right, do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
All right.
Hello. I've enjoyed this so much tonight. You're just a beautiful girl.
Hi.
Well,
thank
thank you, lady.
And it's real funny to watch Uncle Henry kind of smiles and you.
All right, lady, please hang on, lady. I'm having trouble hearing.
No, I have a question.
Yes.
Calm down. Lady, calm down. I appreciate that you're not a perv, but I need to get the volume
We want to
up
be
here.
able to hear you.
Yes, I can barely hear you.
Okay. Is this better?
All right, now, lady, please come forward with a good question.
Okay. I was wondering, what was your influence and what made you want to go into communication? Because you're very well versed and you're doing a great job. What was your influence?
What was my influence? I would say it was watching people that I admired, like just legends in the television industry. I mentioned like Oprah Winfrey, like she was one of my influences. My uncle, Dr. Jeffrey Gardier, he was one of my influences. He literally was one of the first people that took me around. I remember he actually started his own radio show and it was just casual. Him and Gayle King were just having an interview. And I was like, this is Gayle King, like an amazing journalist. And I was able to be exposed to stuff like that. So I would say those are like my influences and why I want to do this. And thank you so much. You're so sweet.
All right, hang up on that lady.
Why are we hanging up
All right,
on
look,
her?
I mean, I asked you like 15 minutes ago how you got started in TV, and this lady's calling up asking the same thing I asked. Callers,
She
all right,
might have tuned in a little late.
don't be a pervert, and don't copy off of me. Come up with your own original questions, please. All right, do we have any other calls? Hello, caller. Hang up on them. Hang up. Now,
I think that was Kyle playing his electric guitar. Was it? I think so. He wanted to be a part of the show.
do it now, Shanna Brooke, do I need to tell you to hang up on that call? All right, do we have any other calls? All right, let's go back to the phones. Hello, caller.
Yes, I was wondering, do you know Kelly Finley?
No, I don't know Kelly Finley, but I know of her. She's worked at the station, so I've heard of her, but I've never got to meet her yet.
Okay, I was wondering if we could set up some sort of like celebrity death match or boxing match where
Laura,
you would
hang
fight
up on
local
this
celebrities.
guy. What's going on with you people?
So, wait, what happened?
Okay, he wants to set up a boxing match
Don't-
between you and
it's
Kelly
why
Finley.
would-
Now
This is
I am
terrible.
a sweet person. I would never, honestly, this is a really fact about me. I've never gotten in a fight in my whole entire life.
Good.
I would never, ever in high school, there were girls that probably hated me in high school, but I never got in a fight, ever, because I was just making sure that I was always nice to people. I always wanted people to feel good about themselves. So I would never fight anybody. So
There we
let's
go.
just setting the record straight on that.
She's a woman of peace.
Yes.
Do we have any other
Become
calls? Hello, caller.
Hi.
Caller.
Do we have hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. We love you.
That's my mom.
Oh my goodness!
Hi, Mom. Oh, wow. That's my mom. Hi, Mom. Love you too.
Love you. Hi.
The whole family.
All right.
My little sister. Oh, they're so cute. Hi, guys. Hopefully they didn't watch the beginning part.
Can you get
Uncle
them?
Henry, don't do it.
No. Can you get them to talk to us?
Mom, Uncle Henry wants to talk to you.
She hung up.
Man.
All right. I'm sure she learned something from the psychologist relative, and that was some psychological ploy. Do we have any other callers? Yes. Let's go back to the phones. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hi.
Hello. It's been a great show so far. I'd like to make a guess at what's in the Lanyap mystery box.
Okay.
All right, and I think this is really sincere, so just bear with me for a second. But I believe, since we brought up cleavage tonight, I believe it's the lingerie that belongs to Uncle Henry's mom.
Would you hang house, you sicko? You're a sick person. Hang up on the guy.
Wow.
Well, at least he didn't say it.
Hey.
I'm glad he didn't say it was
I'm
mine.
surprised he didn't say, how'd you fit it in there? That's all I'm saying.
Johnny,
the way things
that's
go,
you sick freak.
he missed the best part of the joke. Like, come on.
You know, you people, you just don't realize that my mother is still alive.
Does she watch the show?
She sometimes they let her watch it. It depends on who's on shift that night.
Okay. All right.
Don't
Hi, Uncle Henry's mom, if you're watching tonight.
saying
She's a
things
very
about
sweet
somebody's mother.
Aw.
It's almost as bad as the pervert that called in.
So please write down Uncle Henry's mother's brassiere.
Hey. And think of the bad impression. You know, Amanda Booz is a sophisticated family. They're in Florida, and they're seeing this, and they're thinking, we can't wait for her to get out of Alabama. All the weird people there.
Am I going to be able to see what's in this box?
We're going to reveal.
Okay.
Yes, we
The
will.
Lanyap mystery box. All right, look, do we have any other calls? All right, let's
Okay.
go back to the phones. Hello, caller.
Yeah, I'd like to ask, you know Kelly Foster?
Yes, I love Kelly.
Yeah, she's very, very good. But certain parts of her physique have gotten more attractive over the last year.
Hey, hang up on the
just-
person.
No.
Hang up on the person.
Goodness.
This is the worst objectification of women that we've ever had on this show.
And of coworkers. That's.
And you know what? I like to I like to point fingers. I like to cast blame. It's a lot of fun for people of my generation. I blame Johnny Gwynn.
You blame Johnny?
He picked out all these pictures of Amanda Booz, and it got this thing steamrolling.
Johnny, see what you did there?
Do we have any other callers?
I enjoyed my search.
Do we have any other calls for Amanda Booz?
All right.
Hi, Uncle Henry. This is Phil the Balzac.
Hey, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Amanda. I love Booz. If you and I were to get married, I would change my name from Phil the Balzac to Phil the Booz.
Wait, what is your last name?
The ball's that.
Okay, but you changed it. I don't think that's ever been done in history, that a man changed his last name for a woman.
It's happened in Mobile,
Really?
Alabama. Yes.
Where they, okay.
Booz changes me. By the way, Sammy Hagar has his own brand of tequila. Have you thought about launching your own brand of booze? And if so, what flavor would it be?
You know, that is a great question. Look at you. That's a great question. So I always get people asking me if Booz is really my last name. So I could answer that question for you. Yes, Booz without the E. It's B-O-O-Z is my real last name. My dad says it's German. I really don't know the origins of it. I need to do some research. I don't know. But I have thought about, because it's just such a good last name. I'm more of like a champagne, Prosecco kind of girl. So I was thinking Booze and Bubbles,
There we go.
Bubbly Booze, because I'm bubbly.
And she's bubbly.
So if I did, hopefully you guys would support that. I don't know when I'm going to launch it, but it's something I thought about, for sure.
All right.
Casual, like a nice.
Can we hang up on this
drink.
guy?
That was a really good question.
It was a good question, but I'm nervous when he calls in. He's called in, and sometimes these calls have gone on forever.
He is an associate executive producer.
I know, that's why I didn't hang up on him to begin with.
Are there any more calls?
We'll get to more calls. We have more calls? All right, before we go back to the phones, though, he brought up your name, and I did want to ask, not necessarily about it being your real name, but in middle school, high school, what was it like having that last name in that environment?
Honestly, growing up, I really didn't like it because, kids would sometimes tease a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you can imagine what they would say, be like, Booze, and, but I'm like, I'm on TV, so boo to you.
Okay, yeah, good.
Boo to you.
So, yeah, but in growing up, I was teased a little bit about it, but it's a last name you will never forget, so I hope you remember.
Have you ever thought of changing it, as many people on television change
your last name? I feel like I would always keep my last name because it's just a last name you won't forget. Even if I got married, I would still probably keep both names.
Strong woman. There we go. Yeah.
And it's got a Z.
And I have a super beautiful relationship with my father. I love my dad, so I probably would always hold on to that.
All right, this is wonderful. Now, do we have another caller? Yes. Hello, caller. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Norman. Hello, Norman.
Hi, Norman.
Hello, Miss Booz. I'll tell you, I'm watching this thing on the Facebook, and I have to say you're a mighty pretty young lady.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Norman.
And I hope that these callers, these crazy callers, and having to work with Darwin hadn't made you want to move out of Mobile in a hurry.
No.
Now, what did that mean?
I love Darwin.
Darwin is a wonderful person.
Yes. Love Darwin.
He is. I'm just kidding. I mean, I just want to make sure that you're going to stick around. You're really nice. You look like you come from a real good background, and you're smart, you're pretty, and you're talented. So whenever you stay around this town too long, it kind of makes me wonder, what hasn't anybody come and snatched you up yet?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you.
Well, any questions, Norman?
Yeah. Have you got a boyfriend? That's not for me. I'm not asking for me.
You said you're asking for who?
I'm not asking for me. I'm just asking for the audience.
Asking for the audience. Okay, so I'm in a little complicated situation. I'll say that. It's complicated. But I'm not single. So, yeah. Uncle
Well,
Henry's
good.
like,
Well, I tell you what.
there's.
Now what?
But wait, why are we booing? We don't love love. I see some married couples, some relationships. We're not, no.
Look, this has never come up on the show before where we were talking about somebody's love life. About somebody's love life.
Well, it's not love. We just wanted to. You got a pretty young lady on the show. You know, there's folks that want to know
If I'm single or not. You know what? I respect you asking the question, and the answer is no. I'm
Hey,
not single.
just because somebody wants to know, it doesn't mean they need to know.
That's true.
All right,
Well,
Norman, anything else?
Well, have a good evening and roll tide. Enjoy the show, Mr.
Thank you,
Booz.
Norman. Thank you. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Do we have other callers? Before we go back to the phones, because Norman's inappropriate questioning lead to other questions. And I don't want to know about your complicated love situation where there's some guy probably crying in New Jersey right now. But we talked to Jay Chantel a little bit about this, about the, and let me rephrase all this. Every time I interview a lady that is on television locally, they tell me that viewers often call or send emails about what they're wearing. And it's not about people being turned on or something. It's criticism. Like, we don't like you wearing this. We think you should wear that. I talked to one news lady that said people were saying they didn't want to see her arms. They were angry that they were seeing her arms. Have you had people send messages about what you wear on Gulf Coast today?
I've heard messages. I never seen messages, but I heard of messages and stuff like that.
So you don't get them?
I haven't gotten them directly to me. No.
Okay, well, good. Then you're being spared
But
all
can
that.
I say something about that?
Yeah.
So I think that, in my opinion, news is not what it used to be back in the day. Fashion changes, people change, hairstyles change, and I feel like, when I look at the television, I want to connect with a young girl that sees someone and they're like, she looks like me, and I can relate to her. I have tattoos. My hair changes. I wear what makes me feel good for that day. So I think that, what's more important is the information that's being given and not necessarily what they're wearing or what their hair looks like. That's just me.
Would you comment on his attire, by the way, because you are a
No,
fashion-
why are you doing that?
I'm just trying to help you
Uncle
out.
Henry has his own style, and I respect his style. I like your style, but you know what? No one else has your style. You're doing it. You're rocking it by yourself.
And no one
I love
else
it.
either.
I love it.
All right. You brought up tattoos.
Yes, I did.
Now,
I have 4 tattoos.
all right. I don't want to know where they are.
No, they're not in any crazy places. I don't mind. It's
But
fine.
what are they?
So I'm going to get married one day. So I have a heart on my ring finger because I believe once I get married, it will cover up the heart. It will be fulfilled. I have a cross. I have 7 stars and a dove, and I have a diamond for my birthstone. So those are my tattoos. Each individually means something. Go Aries! Woo! Yes. Go Aries. Is it time?
It's almost time to end the phone calls. Our Moses
man.
10 Commandment clock
That was fun.
says it's at 9 o'clock. We do have more calls.
Can we make them speed calls?
We're gonna go through the phone calls quickly so that we can get to our musical guest and give
Yes.
Amanda time to reflect. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Hi, tonight's show's awesome. And Amanda, you're awesome.
thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, I just want to ask a quick question.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Can I have some pictures of your feet?
What? Hang up on that guy. That's sick. All right, next call.
I
Next
don't
call.
think you want a picture of my feet.
Sick. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You're on with Amanda Booz.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Can you
okay?
hear us?
Is this Larry King?
Hang up on that person. quick. Do we have another call? Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Do we have another call?
Hello?
Hang up on that person.
I thought this was a speed round.
All right, do we have a final? We have one more call. Hello,
Okay.
caller.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Hey, I got through. Hi. I was watching the show because I'm a friend of Molly's, or I know Molly, but it's been such a pleasure listening to you and watching. And I haven't seen your show yet, so I can't wait to watch it. But my question is, you've done a lot in your short life. What is your plans in like your next 5 years? It's probably not staying in Mobile. You know, you've been to New York, you've been to Miami. What's your plans? Where are you going?
That's a great
what do you want to
question.
do?
Thank you.
Thank you for asking that.
Thank
That's a great question.
Hang up on that lady.
Hey.
Oh, no, come on, hang up.
Let's not hang up on
Hey,
her.
that was the best question we've gotten, but we need to move on from the drunk friends of Molly. So her question is your future.
My future. Well, in the next 5 years, I'm hoping that I will be starting a family. And yes, I want, of course, to start a family. I hope to, I want to be an entrepreneur and a TV host. So I hope to start maybe some businesses of my own. Hopefully, still continue doing my thing on TV, write a book. There's so many things, travel the world. There's so many things I want to do in the next 5 years, but I hope to continue on this path that I'm on right now.
Very good.
Yes, thank you. And you can always watch Gulf Coast Today every day, weekdays from 12:30 to 1 on MyNBC 15. And of course, it also broadcasts on UTV 44 at 6. So if you can't catch it during the day, you can catch it in the evening.
Yeah.
So.
Wonderful. All right, well, Amanda Booz, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, after last week's debacle of a program, we needed a tremendous palate cleanser, and you have been
Thank you.
outstanding.
And congratulations to Uncle Henry. It's his 25th show, but you've been doing this for over 30 years, so shout out to you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to that, so congratulations to you.
This is what she's learned from the psychologist in the family. End
No.
on a compliment.
No, you are a Mobile icon, so I appreciate you
Thank you.
for having me on your show. I appreciate you for being on my show, and it's always a good time.
Thank you so much. Amanda Booz, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Booz.
Bye. Thank you, Uncle Henry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we are going to bring on, and remember, Amanda Booz guessed sunglasses in the Lagniappe mystery box. So that is the guest. We're about to bring on Molly Thomas. Before we bring on Molly Thomas, Bama Big Man, do you have a guess on what's in the Lagniappe mystery box?
Well, this is Tennessee weekend. Right?
Get to it quickly. You're off microphone.
A big orange. Nothing sucks like a big orange.
All right, a big orange. A big orange is the guess. Please welcome to the Uncle Henry Internet Show, Molly Thomas. Molly Thomas, thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking me.
Molly Thomas and the Rare Birds. Before we hear from you, tell us a little bit about Molly Thomas and the Rare Birds.
Well, I'm Molly Thomas.
Right.
And we are 4 people. It's Rick Hirsch. I think everybody around here knows who he is.
Rick Hirsch.
Yay, Rick.
Here's a picture.
That's Rick. John Milham. John Kyler. Bass player, drummer, and guitar player.
Now, anytime you drive around any metropolitan area and see 4 people standing around, they're in a band. I mean, that's just the way it is. Look at all their album covers. All right, so how would you describe the music that your group performs and creates?
Well, as a group, it's probably more like it's rock and roll.
Yeah,
Kind of rock and roll. Kind of folk rock.
Now, is rock and roll dying?
I don't think so. It just has changed.
Well, the reason, look, I just asked a question because the rock and roll on the radio was all created like in the 70s or something. I think the most recent rock song on the radio now is Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, and it's just not on the radio as much. I was just wondering how is rock and roll?
I don't even know if that ever classified as rock and roll. Ooh, sorry. That was more like anthemic rock.
Okay, well, I'll get off that topic. Now, and here you are, that's your group at Callahan's, and Callahan's does present music on this program presented by Callahan's, cold beer, hot meat, tasty tunes. See them in Oakley. The entire region so proud that Callahan's is part of the region. Yes, so we're glad to have Callahan's. Now, you're going to perform a couple of songs for us this evening, and we're making sure that all the microphones are ready. How would you describe the first song you're going to perform? What is the song?
So when I perform by myself, it's a lot different than with the band. It's a lot more mellow and acoustic, obviously. It's just me and the guitar. This song I wrote just a few months ago during quarantine, and it was kind of based off my feelings of everything going on.
Okay, yeah. All right. And are you ready? Are we ready technically for the performance?
We hope. We hope we're ready.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to this, Molly. If you would do me a favor and not stare directly into my eyes.
Oh, I won't. I'll probably have my eyes closed.
As you perform. All right, then let's all welcome Molly Thomas.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Time to love while we stand in the rain. Take a break and wait for the sun to shine. The wind is rough and going astray, hitting everyone in every place. So turn it off or throw it away. It's alright, gonna be okay. Information is hard to detect. Confusion in a world of separate space. A bunch of stuff we can't erase. Infected by ideas and pointing blame. So turn it off or throw it away. It's alright, gonna be okay. Ooh.
That was fantastic. Thank you for that.
A few little wobbles, but.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, we're going to be hearing another song here in a moment, but I want to ask about this album, Molly Thomas and the Rare Birds, Honey's Fury. What kind of, you've won awards or been on lists? What's the reaction been to this album?
We actually had a lot of really good feedback. We had a lot of write-ups in different magazines all over the country and across the pond. And so, yeah, we did pretty good.
Can I jump in here?
Yes, Johnny.
This record is on a ton of lists of must records to have from 2019, correct? Because that was when it came out.
Yeah.
But guys, this is a great record. I have the album. It sounds amazing. Buy this record. Please buy her record. It is amazing.
Molly Thomas, MollyThomas.com. Before you play another song for us, you have been on much, much better shows than this. What are some of the better shows you've been on?
No, this is, I've never been on Conan, right? Letterman, David Letterman.
You were on the Letterman show.
And Jay Leno.
Wow.
And Imus in the Morning.
Wow, okay. What was, so what were you doing on the Letterman show?
I was playing, so in addition to playing my own music, I'm also a side musician, and so I was playing with a guy named Todd Snyder.
Yeah.
He's a kind of he's a folk icon, and so I was in his band. The Nervous Rex is the name of his band, and I was his fiddle player.
So going on shows like Letterman, Leno, fun or nerve-wracking? What is the experience like?
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was, I mean, for me, it's a lot easier to be a side person. The pressure's off. I get really nervous when it's just me by myself. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. There's high energy, just all around the theaters and yeah, like this room, you know.
All right, now we are going to have one more song. What is the next song you're going to play for us?
The next song is called Needles and Pens, and I wrote it based off of my friend Faith Kaiser. She wrote a book called Secrets of the Devil Vine.
We've got it here, Secrets of the Devil Vine.
Faith Kaiser.
Faith Kaiser. So you read the book and it inspired a song.
Yeah, I read it actually a couple times. I was part of a project called Trio, where they choose an author and then they get a musician and an artist to read the book and interpret what it meant. This book is actually, it gets kind of dark, and it's a story of a woman going back to her childhood, telling a story of some sort of traumatic things, but it's through the eyes of a child. And it's her survival, and she had a great imagination and was able to live in her fantasy world. And so being able to write a song without like obvious torturous events happening in the song, I tried to create a positive imagery and a hopefulness to the story.
All right, we're going to hear that here. Gentlemen, are we ready for song number 2, Johnny Gwynn?
Yes.
All right. Once again, Molly Thomas.
Thank you.
Three girls and a boy on a summer night. In 54, Mama said we gotta go, sit tight. Pack what you need in one small bag. We gotta get the hell out, things are going bad. She drove a green Studebaker down a dirty road. I was young when we left, she was digging for gold. South all the way to the water's edge, where she kept the politicians and the friends in bed. I can't help what I missed, what we already had. This was the first of a life we were destined to have. My heart can't relax, it's needles and pins. And I wanna be that kid again. But the boy and girls got in the way of schemes Mama made with her chief and chains. So she lined them up after school each day to confess their sins, their deaths, their shame. I was missing the days when things were so bad. This was more of a life we were destined to have. My heart can't relax, it's needles and pins. And I wanna be that kid again. When good little girls go along and obey, they're easy to cheat, they're easy for prey. But this little girl was really smart and knew a bad thing. I was swimming with sharks. After sharks and thieves fed on the young, looking up at the sky and the big bright sun, I searched for something to comfort my cry and found a black and yellow butterfly. I took a fantasy trip down to Mexico. In my mind I went to places where lantana grows. Fairies, frogs, and fish were in my dreams. I could finally fly and spread my wings. My heart will relax, it's needles and pins. And I will be that kid again.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Incredible.
Thank you so
What
much.
an honor to be able to sit so close for that kind of performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for our viewers. So look, MollyThomas.com. You know you've got to go there. Go there, MollyThomas.com. Now, before you leave, before we end the show, the ridiculous Lagniappe mystery box. Johnny, are you going to do this stupid thing where you do the telepathy? All right.
You ready? I gave one clue, which I said I wasn't going to do the whole season.
Oh, wait, don't
It's
give me a
seasonal.
clue because.
Okay.
Don't give me a clue.
All right,
Because
so-
I have something really funny I'm going to say.
Three.
But seasonal? Seasonal's the
But
clue?
I'm imagining what's in there.
Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm going to go with last week's guest was Leanna Clark. I'm going to go with her Walking Dead baby doll that she made.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That better not be in there. That better not be in there. All right, now wait, before you reveal on the Lagniappe, we appreciate the support of Lagniappe.
Yes, we do, yes.
So Lagniappe mystery box, we had the guess of sunglasses from Amanda Booz. You've guessed that it would be some Walking Dead occult figure. Bama Big Man guessed an orange.
He was reading something. He was reading something.
All right, are we ready to reveal?
Well, you missed one of them.
What?
Someone said your mother's brassiere.
Oh, would you? That's not a legitimate guess. All right, are we ready for the reveal? Do we have it? Wait, we've got to get you on camera. The camera is not showing the mystery box yet. All right, so are we ready for the reveal?
Dan, you ready? 3.
What is that? What did you do to, what did you put, what is that?
Uncle Henry pumpkin.
That's not nice.
I can feel it.
It was orange. It was close.
You created a pumpkin head of me the week that Alabama plays Tennessee? That's sick. It is.
Look, deal with it. It's orange.
Oh.
It's fine. Look, it's Halloween time. We should have a joyous time. I understand.
Yeah, we should be joyous in our celebration of pagan rituals. All right, very good. Molly, I apologize for getting angry at Johnny Gwynn for that misfire with the mystery box. Mystery box, Lanyap. Thank you, Lanyap, for your support. All right, we've counted up. It is the 25th show, and Johnny's promised a big celebration. What is the big celebration?
Ready?
Yes. That was as low rent as it gets. If we make it to 50, there needs to be something actual real in the celebration. Thank you, though, for those that have watched.
It's bubbly booze.
It's bubbly booze.
No, I'm not. You're not supposed to give me the champagne before you give Molly the champagne.
I'm sorry. You're my boss. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Thanks.
All right, look, to 25 more.
Yeah, 25 more.
All right, again, thank you to Amanda Booz. Thank you, Amanda. There she is. Thank you, Amanda Booz. Thank you to Molly Thomas. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to the equipment. PayPal, go to Deep Fried Live on PayPal, make donations there so we can keep doing this. Venmo.com, Deep Fried Live, please go there so we can keep doing this and getting more equipment. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Joe Shannabrook, who he did almost a good job tonight on the phones. Don't forget to watch him performing tomorrow afternoon on Deep Fried Live's YouTube channel. That special performance tomorrow afternoon, Deep Fried Live YouTube channel. Thank you to Dan, the sound man. And thank you to Johnny Gwynn. Johnny Gwynn, he does the hard work. I'll admit that he does the hard work, even if the results are mixed. Let's please end the show. End it.
Cheers, Uncle Henry.
Cheers. End it. Goodbye. Turn it off. Don't make me get up and walk off. Is it over? End it while I'm sitting here. Just end it. Turn it off. All right, we're done. Thank you for watching. Dad, damn it, I wish I could just...